Right. So today we will take up 2, 3 topics related to your national movement, and I will try to connect this national movement. Fine. See, when we prepare this national movement, I hope you all have this idea that when we prepare national movement, particularly those who have less idea, right, try to understand when we prepare our national movement or freedom movement, national movement, we generally prepare, we consider the period from 1885 till 1947, this period as period of national movement. Fine, you know this, from 1885 to 1947. Why 1885? Because establishment of Indian National Congress. There was rise of nationalism before this also, but gradually, the culmination of this idea of the rise of nationalism was establishment of Indian National Congress. So they can ask you question regarding causes for the rise of nationalism. Why this rise? They can ask you. Then they can ask you why and how this Indian National Congress was established in 1885. And I hope you all now understand that there are two theories regarding the foundation of Indian National Congress. First theory is the traditional theory, what you call safety valve theory, safety valve theory. And second theory, elaborated by Bipin Chandra, is considered as modern theory, sometime also called lightning conductor theory. So there are two theories regarding foundation of Indian National Congress. According to old theory, it was British creation, official conspiracy. And according to new theory, modern theory, our nationalists, they wanted to establish Indian National Congress, and they used AOU. They used AOU. Fine. So we are considering it as a lightning conductor theory. Then I told you, you have to discuss, you have to understand how or what exactly was the contribution of early nationalists or the moderates. Fine. And these early nationalists, I hope you all understand, they had difficulties, they faced difficulties, they faced challenge. Why they faced challenge? Because that time their organization was not strong, because India that time was not united. There was a need of unity. There was a need of preserving our nationalism. Therefore, this period, I hope you can understand, this period, early period of your nationalism, till 1905, is considered as seed time for our nationalism. So our nationalism was growing, but there were many challenges. So these early nationalists could not give us concrete achievement, or there was no demand actually of Swaraj. They could not demand Swaraj. You cannot blame them. Try to understand it. Consider their situation. Consider their situation. That time they were not, right, strong. They wanted to unite us. They wanted to educate us. They wanted to strengthen this organization. So therefore, their aim was not to demand Swaraj or to take Swaraj. Their aim was to strengthen this organization. Fine. So, whenever you are analyzing this period, early nationalist, you should always consider their difficult situation. And as Bipin Chandra said, it was a seed time for our nationalism. And they sowed the seed well and deep. They failed, no doubt about it, they failed. But in their failure, you will see that we can get some achievement. Out of these failures, right, you will see that there was a story of success. Right. So, 1885 to 1905, it was a seed time, foundation time for our nationalism. And then we are entering into a new phase of our nationalism after 1905, and the event which actually provided the momentum to this idea of nationalism called extremism, right. So, this event which provided the ultimatum, which provided the momentum, was partition of Bengal. Partition of Bengal. So, because of this partition of Bengal, you will see a change in the nature of our nationalism. Now, there was rise of extremism. There was rise of extremism. Fine. So, we will use a term extremism now. They will now demand Swaraj. Now they will demand Swaraj. Now they will say that Swaraj is our birthright. Now there would be no weakness. Now they will try to use masses. They will try to mobilize masses. They will now attack. They will now go for propaganda. Propaganda through action. Now they will go for a different kind of struggle. We will call it passive resistance. Fine. So, there was a change in approach, and this change of approach you can see after partition of Bengal, and this movement after partition of Bengal which is started, we are calling it Swadeshi movement. Swadeshi movement. It was a great movement. First time you will see masses were mobilized. Bal Gangadhar Tilak tried to mobilize masses. So, after partition of Bengal, there was a movement called Swadeshi movement. Fine. And our national movement started entering into, you can say, a new phase, totally new phase. We will call it extremist phase. And this partition of Bengal movement, or what we call Swadeshi movement, started with Bengal, but it influenced Maharashtra, it influenced Punjab, it influenced Delhi. So, there was expansion, there was extension of this national movement. Fine. So, partition of Bengal movement is very important, and this actually changed the nature of our freedom movement. Fine. So, there was transformation from moderate to extremist. So, what is the good news? What is the good news related to national movement after 1905? Good news is rise of extremism, rise of a new kind of assertiveness, rise of a new kind of mobilization. But British government wanted to weaken this movement, and therefore there were two bad news. One, 1907, our Indian National Congress was divided. We call it Surat split. Moderate and extremist divided. One more bad news. They divided us on the basis of religion, and they were successful in establishing a separate organization for Muslim in 1906. We will call it Muslim League. Is it okay? I hope you are getting it. First, I am trying to tell you the link. Then I will come to the topic again. So I said, after 1905, after partition of Bengal, our national movement acquired a new character. Now there was a momentum, there was awareness. Now there was a new kind of energy, youth involved, mobilization of masses. In Maharashtra, Bal Gangadhar Tilak; in Bengal, Bipin Chandra Pal, Aurobindo Ghosh, right? Then in Punjab, you will see Lala Lajpat Rai. So you will see great leaders, they started mobilizing people, they started talking about boycott, Swadeshi, right? Swaraj. So a totally new atmosphere. So good news is, our national movement started acquiring a radical character, new character, and therefore we call it extremist phase. But two bad news I shared. One bad news, they were successful in dividing us, and there was formation of Muslim League in 1906, and they were successful in dividing us, right? Extremist and moderate divide, and there was Surat split in 1907. And because of this, you will see that this partition of Bengal movement started losing its attraction. All the leaders were arrested, and by 1908, this movement lost its momentum. Most of the leaders arrested, or they take political sannyasam, right? So, and there was rise of a new kind of movement called revolutionary extremism. Initially, we used to call it terrorism. So there was a rise of a new kind of national movement called revolutionary extremism. Why this revolutionary extremism? Because the youth frustrated, because they were frustrated, because they had this idea that now there would be Swaraj. But when all the leaders were arrested, there was no Swaraj for them, and they were guided by Russian nihilist or Irish terrorists, and they were called revolutionary extremists. Now, there was no development, you will see here, no development. Till First World War, I hope you all know, period of First World War from 1914 to 1918. Can you give me any example of any development of your national movement from 1908 to 1914? Any development after 1908 to 1914, except some violence, by revolutionary extremists? Any development, any movement in this period from 1908 to 1914? Do you know any development? Except violence, any activity of Indian National Congress, you know? There was no activity. There was no movement. only violence. So there was a need to revive Indian National Congress. There was a need to revive our national movement. There was a need to stop these revolutionary ideas. And therefore, when Tilak was released in 1914, Annie Besant was also there. They launched a movement in 1916. This movement is called Home Rule Movement. What was the name of this movement? Home Rule Movement. Is it fine? And try to understand it. As there was no activity in this period, they wanted to weaken our national movement. So they introduced in 1909 Morley-Minto reform. They introduced separate electorate. Why? Why they introduced separate electorate? To divide our nationalism, to weaken our nationalism. So, from 1908 to 1914, there was a period of passivity. They used this period to weaken our nationalism. They introduced separate electorate because of the demand of the Muslim League. And they weakened our national movement. And when World War started, there was no activity, only violent activities. And you can say in America, right, you will see a movement called Ghadar movement. And Ghadar movement started influencing India also. So what was the need after 1915? Need was to stop this violence. Need was to revive this Congress. Need was to revive our national movement, and therefore, in that context, Home Rule movement was launched by Tilak and Annie Besant in 1916. But Home Rule League movement, right, could not continue. Annie Besant left it. Tilak had to go to England for his case. So after 1917, even Home Rule League movement was not effective. So the real revival of our national movement started in 1917 after Gandhi. When Gandhi came, so real revival of our national movement when Gandhi came. I hope you are getting it. I just wanted to connect. See the development. 1885 Indian National Congress. Till 1905, age of moderates, early nationalists. In 1905, what happened? Partition of Bengal. Because of partition of Bengal, what started? Swadeshi movement started. What was the contribution of Swadeshi movement? It provided a momentum to our national movement. It transformed our national movement politically, economically, culturally. Swadeshi movement transformed our national movement. Now, the purpose of our national movement was Swaraj, and for this, Swadeshi and boycott was proposed. So, good news is, our national movement acquired a new character. But bad news is, Muslim League was formed, Surat split was there, and therefore, this Swadeshi movement started declining. There was no activity after 1908. Only violent activity, only revolutionary activity. Congress was not at all effective. National movement was not at all effective. British government realized this as a right opportunity to further weaken this movement. And they introduced 1909. They introduced separate electorate. Right? So, when 1909 separate electorate was introduced, right, but there was a need to revive, our nation, you can say Indian National Congress, there was a need. And when Tilak was released, I hope you understand, when Tilak was released, when Annie Besant was ready to provide, you can say, a platform, they launched Home Rule League movement. So can you understand now what is the significance of Home Rule League movement? Right? What is the significance of Home Rule League movement? If they will ask you significance of Home Rule League movement, what would be your answer? Home Rule League movement played important role in reviving our Indian National Congress. Home Rule League movement played important role in reviving, right, our national movement. And Home Rule League movement played important role in, right, in stopping these violent tendencies. Revolutionary extremism came to an end with this Home Rule League movement. Is it fine? Done? So Home Rule League movement is very important. And one more thing, Home Rule League movement prepared the base for Gandhian movement. Is it okay? I hope you are getting it. Are you getting this? What is the significance of partition of Bengal movement or Swadeshi movement? I have not discussed anything. Just I am trying to explain you the significance of this topic. What is the significance of Swadeshi movement? What is the significance of partition of Bengal movement? Significance of partition of Bengal movement or significance of Home Rule League movement, you have to understand. And I hope you understand now gap after partition of Bengal movement and Home Rule League movement. And what happened in that gap? Violence, revolutionary activity, revolutionary extremism. And there is a point of view that those revolutionary activity was also needed. Why it was needed? Because of the pressure of those revolutionary activity, they annulled partition of Bengal in 1911. So I hope you understand it. So 1911, partition of Bengal was annulled. Why it was annulled? Because there is the opinion that because of the pressure of the revolutionary extremism, so revolutionary extremism also played important role. And one more thing, when there was no activity of Indian National Congress, these revolutionary at least continued that national movement. Of course, their approach was different, but they continued our national movement. I hope you all understand that our Indian National Congress was not at all effective from 1907 onward after Surat split. It again acquired its, you can say, strength in 1916 in the Lucknow Congress. And Lucknow Congress 1916 is very important. Why it is very important? There was revival of Congress. There was Hindu-Muslim unity. There was Muslim League Congress unity. There was moderate extremist unity. So 1916 is very important. And in 1916, Home Rule League movement started. And now you tell me, what is the significance of Home Rule League movement? I told you four important points. Significance of Home Rule League movement. 1916. Revival of Congress. Revival of national movement. Right? And then stopping the tendency of violence, making national movement again non-violent. And number 4, providing the background for Gandhian movement. Is it okay? So Home Rule League movement provided the background for Gandhian movement. And when Gandhi came in 1916, there was a totally new atmosphere. Totally new atmosphere. Again there was a unity. Congress was strong. And Gandhiji, through his new approach, used this revived Congress, used this revived, right, you can say, national movement. Fine, I hope you are getting it. So now you know the significance of this development, 1905, partition of Bengal. And partition of Bengal movement continued. It started declining after 1907. Why? Because of Surat split. And after Surat split, revolutionary extremism acquired, you can say, popularity. And when our national movement was declining, they wanted to use a new instrument to weaken our nationalism. This new instrument was 1909 reform. So this word reform is meaningless. Actually, through this, they introduced separate electorate. And they weakened our nationalism. So in this period, violence continued. In this Congress, in this period, Indian National Congress was not strong. In this period, there was no major activity. And when World War started, Tilak was released, Annie Besant was ready to cooperate. So in 1916, there was a major development in Indian national movement, major development. League and Congress came together because of some international development. In 1916, moderate and extremist came together. And they launched a movement, particularly Tilak and Annie Besant, called Home Rule League movement. And Home Rule League movement was not very successful. Why? Because it could not provide us home rule. Annie Besant left this movement in 1917. Tilak also, right, had to go to England for his case. But Home Rule movement prepared the base for Gandhian movement. And when Gandhi came, he started leading this movement in a new way, in a new, you can say, manner. We are entering into third phase of our national movement. So there are three phases of our national movement. From 1885 till 1905, phase 1. From 1905 to 1917, phase 2. And 1917 to 1947, phase 3. And this phase is called Gandhian phase. Is it fine? So today we will take up partition of Bengal movement. Then we will take up Home Rule League movement. And Home Rule League movement, why? Because 1909 Act failed. The purpose of 1909 Act was not to give you Swaraj. So today we are going to take up partition of Bengal movement. We are going to take up Home Rule League movement in the context of the failure of 1909 Act. Then today we are going to take up coming of Gandhi and his, right, at least two early movement. These three we will take up. Fine. So we can give heading, partition of Bengal movement. Partition of Bengal movement. Partition of Bengal movement. Right? Partition of Bengal movement, which is also called Swadeshi movement. Partition of Bengal movement or Swadeshi movement. Right? So partition of Bengal was actually in 1905, and partition of Bengal movement started, right, just after the announcement. So partition of Bengal movement, right, fine. Now, when you prepare partition of Bengal movement, what all topic you have to prepare? Now, within this partition of Bengal movement, we have to prepare background of it, Number 2, causes for this partition, causes. Number 3, development of this partition of movement, development in different phases. Then number 4, right, why decline of this partition of Bengal movement, and number 4, the final assessment. Number 5, final assessment. Final assessment. Is it fine? So this topic partition of Bengal movement can be divided into 5 subtopic. Background of partition of Bengal movement, causes of partition of Bengal movement, development of partition of Bengal movement, decline of partition of Bengal movement, and final assessment of partition of Bengal movement. Is it fine? Right? Done? So, what is the background of partition of Bengal movement? Right. So, first heading would be background of partition of Bengal movement. Background of partition of Bengal. Background of partition of Bengal. We can mention first point that Bengal was, you can say, Bengal was an administrative unit which was increasing in size. First point, background, we can add first point that Bengal was an administrative unit which was increasing in size, and was, you can say, Bengal was an administrative unit which was increasing in size. First point, background, we can add first point that Bengal was an administrative unit which was increasing in size, and there was a first attempt to divide Bengal in 1874. There was a first attempt to divide Bengal in 1874. When Assam was separated from Bengal. When Assam was separated from Bengal. When Assam was separated from Bengal. This is called first partition of Bengal. 1874 is called first partition of Bengal. Then next point we can add, in 1903, Risley papers were released. Risley papers were released in 1903. Risley papers were released, official papers were released, and Indian nationalist moderates came to know about this issue, came to know about this partition, came to know about this issue of partition. Always remember, 1903, because of the so-called official paper, we call it Risley papers. nationalists came to know about this partition, and when nationalists came to know about this partition, right, there was a spontaneous protest. There was a spontaneous protest. There was a spontaneous protest. And around 500 meetings, 500 protest meetings started. 500 protest meetings started. 500 protest meetings started. Right? Now, I hope you are getting it. What you know this partition of Bengal movement started in 1905. But I am adding here that protest movement against partition of Bengal started when? 1903. I hope you are getting this. So who started protest movement against partition? Not extremists, but moderates. When? 1903. So we can add a spontaneous protest movement started, and Surendranath Banerjee Krishna Kumar Mitra, Surendranath Banerjee, Krishna Kumar Mitra, Prithvesh Chandra Roy launched a powerful press campaign against partition. Launched a powerful press campaign against partition. I hope you all are appreciating. Partition of Bengal movement actually started in 1903. And who started it? Moderates. Who all? Surendranath Banerjee, Krishna Kumar Mitra, Prithvesh Chandra Roy. They started in 1903. How they started? They started protest meeting, around 500 meeting. Then they started press campaign against partition. Right, against partition, right. So in 1903 only the protest movement started, but it was not effective. Is it fine? After that, next point in background, we can add that, right, next point we can add that the decision officially announced on 19th July 1905. They protested but no result. They protested but no result. And 19th July 1905, it was officially announced, decision was officially announced. Right, and when decision was officially announced on 7th August 1905, on 7th August 1905, right, movement, what you call Swadeshi movement announced with what you call boycott resolution. So on 7th August 1905, Swadeshi movement, a movement announced in Calcutta, and a famous boycott resolution by nationalists was passed. And after this, we can mention 16th October 1905. 16th October 1905. Why this date is important? We can add on 16th October 1905, on 16th October 1905, partition took effect. Partition took effect. Bengal was now divided east-west. Partition took effect. Is it fine? See, for your preliminary examination, some important dates, important, right, relevant. 1874, 1903, 19th July 1905, 7th August 1905 and 16th October 1905. Is it okay? Is it fine? These dates would be important for you as a background of this partition of Bengal movement for your preliminary examination. 1874, first partition, Assam was separated. 1903, Risley papers announced, passed, released. Moderates started protest movement 1903. 19th July 1905, right, announcement, formal. 7th August, boycott resolution, and 16th October 1905, finally, partition took effect. And this date, on 16th October 1905, we can add on 16th October 1905, on 16th October 1905, right, a hartal was declared in Calcutta. A hartal was declared in Calcutta. People started fasting. People started fasting. People started fasting. A day of mourning, M-O-U-R-N-I-N-G, a day of mourning was announced. A day of mourning was announced. A day of mourning was announced. Right, Sok Divas, right, day of mourning or Sok Divas, day of mourning was announced. And right, and people started parading the street. People started parading the street, singing Bande Mataram, singing Bande Mataram, singing Bande Mataram. And people started tying Rakhi. People started tying Rakhi. Raksha Bandhan Divas. People started tying Rakhi also on that day. Right, people started tying Rakhi on this date. Is it fine? If they will ask you, discuss the significance of 16th October 1905. How nationalists reacted on 16th October 1905. How nationalists reacted? By day of mourning, by fasting, by tying Rakhi, by singing Bande Mataram, by organizing a hartal, strike in Calcutta, and right, by a mass meeting. So, on 16th October 1905, you will see formal beginning of Swadeshi movement. Announcement on 7th August that we are going to begin, but on that day you will see the atmosphere changed. Is it fine? Till here any problem? In the background of partition of Bengal movement, I hope you all are familiar with 1874, 1903, 19th July 1905, 7th August 1905, And most important date, 16th October 1905. Any problem till now? This you have to remember for your examination as a background of this partition of Bengal movement. Is it okay? Fine. So this is first part of your partition of Bengal movement, what you call background of partition of Bengal movement. Now the second part, why partition? Why partition? What was the object? Why partition? Why partition? If they will ask you why partition, there are two explanations. Explanation number one, official explanation. Official explanation. Why partition? Official explanation. Official explanation. And what was the official explanation? Official explanation was that administrative problem. Administrative problem. Administrative problem. So, we can add officially it was said that Bengal with a population of 78 million, officially it was said that Bengal with a population of 78 million had become too big to be administered. Too big. It was too big. It was too big. So, officially what was the answer given? Why partition? Administrative inconvenience. But second part, why partition? The real or the Indian argument What was the Indian argument? What was the Indian argument? Why partition of Bengal? We can add, according to Indians, it was the result of a desire of the British. It was the result of a desire of British to weaken Bengal, to weaken nationalism. It was the result of a desire of British to weaken our nationalism. So, by weakening Bengal, by partitioning Bengal, they wanted to weaken our nationalism. Right? And Indian leaders quoted Home Secretary Risley. Indian leaders quoted Home Secretary Risley that when he said, Bengal united is a power, Bengal united is a power, Bengal united is a power, and Bengal divided will pull in several different ways, will pull in several different ways, will pull in several different ways. So, if they will ask you why partition, your answer would be in two parts. First part, official answer, what they said, what government said, how it was too big to administer. But the second part, Indian answer, that how, right, it was a policy of divide and rule. Yes, yes, Dipti, correct. Divide and rule. Fine. And Indian quoted Home Secretary. Home Secretary also explained it, right? Home Secretary also explained it, that Bengal united is a power, and Bengal, you can say, divided will pull in several different ways. Therefore, their hidden agenda was different. Their hidden agenda was to weaken this nationalism, to weaken Bengal as a center of nationalism. Fine? Right. So, we are discussing partition of Bengal. First subtopic, background. Second subtopic, why partition? Now, third subtopic, how the development of this movement, how the development or the progress of this movement, how the development of this movement or the progress of this movement. So, you all know that on 16th October 1905, finally, Raksha Bandhan Divas, right, and partition of Bengal started. But when they are asking you development of partition of Bengal movement, try to understand it. Development you have to write after 1903. I hope you appreciate now. In this phase, from 1902 to 1905, who led partition of Bengal movement? Tell me. From 1903 to 1905, who led partition of Bengal movement? Who all were involved in this? Who all were the leaders of partition of Bengal movement from 1903 to 1905? Amrish, Dipti. So, when you one more name in this period, development from 1903 to 1905. Yes, Dipti, moderates. And who was the leader, Dipti? Yes, Dehradun, correct. Who were the leaders from 1903 to 1905? 2-3 name, can you remember? Yes, Surendranath Banerjee. And one more name, at least one more name in this period, what Krishna? Prithvesh Chandra. And one more important name from 1903 to 1905. This name is very important for our examination. Yes, Krishna Kumar Mitra, right. So, Krishna Kumar Mitra. One more name is Krishna Kumar Mitra. Fine. Right. So, Krishna Kumar Mitra. Krishna Kumar Mitra. Krishna Kumar Mitra. Now you tell me, do you have any idea about Krishna Kumar Mitra? Why Krishna Kumar Mitra? I told you that he is very important. Why Krishna Kumar Mitra? Any idea about Krishna Kumar Mitra? Why in preliminary examination Krishna Kumar Mitra can be asked? Why Krishna Kumar Mitra can be asked? Any information regarding Krishna Kumar Mitra? Any idea about Krishna Kumar Mitra? Why this man? Surendranath Banerjee, you all know, he was related to civil services reform, right? He played important role. Krishna Kumar Mitra, why I am emphasizing Krishna Kumar Mitra, and it can be asked in examination. Any idea about Krishna Kumar Mitra, Dehradun? Brahm Samaj leader. But related to this Swadeshi movement, one important contribution of Krishna Kumar Mitra. Yes, yes, Jyoti Kumari, correct. He is remembered for his journal Sanjeevani. Sanjeevani. Right, so Krishna Kumar Mitra, you can remember Krishna Kumar Mitra. Krishna Kumar Mitra, you can remember because of his journal Sanjeevani. Sanjeevani. And what he recommended in Sanjeevani? What he recommended in Sanjeevani? He suggested boycott. So we can add, he suggested boycott in his Sanjeevani, Krishna Kumar Mitra. He suggested boycott in his Sanjeevani. Right. Okay, fine. We are discussing development of Swadeshi movement, and I told you how we will see the development of Swadeshi movement or anti-partisan movement. We have to write something about the role of moderate from 1903 to 1905. This is page 1. And who participated in page 1? Moderates. Fine? Right. So, page 1, we can add page 1 is moderate phase, where Surendranath Banerjee and Krishna Kumar Mitra participated. And what was the method of protest in page 1? Meenakshi, what was the method of protest in page 1? The method they used was press campaign, signature campaign, press campaign, signature campaign. But they were not very effective. Then after 1905 till 1906, we consider it as phase 2. We consider it as a phase 2. Second phase of anti-partisan movement. Second phase of anti-partisan movement. And in this phase, the focus was economic boycott. Focus was economic boycott. Focus was economic boycott. From 1905 to 1906, focus was economic boycott. Right? And focus was Swadeshi. Swadeshi goods. So boycott of foreign goods and Swadeshi from 1905 to 1906. And after 1906, right, after 1906 to 1907, this is the third phase, phase 3. And in this phase, what was the focus? Who will tell me? Phase 1, protest movement, meeting, press campaign. Phase 2, Swadeshi and boycott. Phase 3, after 1906, what was the new thing now? What they added new? Now you will see political dimension added. Political dimension added. Now they added political dimension, here economic dimension. And now the focus was, right, focus was, yes Anjali, focus was Swaraj. Now in the next phase, focus was Swaraj. Fine. And when focus was Swaraj, what they started saying, that without Swaraj, right, regeneration is impossible. Not Purna Swaraj Karan. You will not use the word Purna Swaraj. Purna Swaraj will come after 1929. Here the focus was Swaraj, right? And after Swaraj, this movement became very, you can say, right, aggressive, very aggressive. They started demanding Swaraj. It was a real extremist phase. Now the goal was Swaraj. But 1907, Surat split, and therefore this movement started declining. This movement started declining. Right? So, after 1907, after you can say Surat split, this movement started declining. And Sumit Sarkar, one historian, said that now the movement entered into the next phase, what you call revolutionary phase. So, according to Sumit Sarkar, revolutionary phase was also one of the phase of partition of Bengal movement. Revolutionary phase was also one of the phase of partition of Bengal movement, and because of this, partition of Bengal was annulled in 1911. Right? Swaraj is a vague Swaraj. Swaraj is just some concession. Purna Swaraj is total freedom. They defined Purna Swaraj in 1929 Lahore. Try to concentrate here. When they will ask you development of anti-partition movement, I hope you are getting the development. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 and phase 4. Phase 4 is considered as a revolutionary phase, and according to some historian, this phase was successful. Why successful? Because in 1911, partition was annulled. Partition was annulled. In 1911, partition was annulled. Right? Fine. I hope you are getting it. So, now you have three important area. So, what happened in 1911? Partition was annulled. A-double-N-U, annulled. Yes, Swaraj was vague Swaraj. They could not define Swaraj Sonu. They all had their own definition of Swaraj, but Swaraj was not complete independence. Is it okay? Are you familiar with the development of anti-partition movement? Now, the next part of your anti-partition or Swadeshi movement was features of this movement. Features, important features of this movement. Yes, according to some historian Dipti like Sumit Sarkar, there was one more phase, phase 4, and this phase 4 is considered as revolutionary phase. Right? Now, the next sub-part would be features of this anti-partition movement, Swadeshi movement. Features. Features of this anti-partition movement. We can add feature number 1. We can add that in this movement, several new forms of mobilization, and technique of struggle, several new forms of mobilization and techniques of struggle began to emerge. Several new forms of mobilization and technique of struggle began to emerge. right? We can add that in this phase, various samitis, this word we have to remember, in this phase, various samitis. What is samiti? Voluntary organization. Various samitis were formed. In this phase, various samitis were formed. Various temporary organizations were formed. Various samitis were formed. Right? Fine. Various samitis were formed. Like Swadesh Bandhav Samiti. Like Swadesh Bandhav Samiti. Like Swadesh Bandhav Samiti. It was very popular, Swadesh Bandhav Samiti. Very popular, Swadesh Bandhav Samiti. Who was associated with this Swadesh Bandhav Samiti? One very popular Samiti. There were different Samiti, but one very popular Samiti was Swadesh Bandhav Samiti. Swadesh Bandhav Samiti. Who set up this Swadesh Bandhav Samiti? Who was associated with this Swadesh Bandhav Samiti? A school teacher, very popular. One of the feature of this movement was formation of different samitis. What is samiti? Voluntary organization. There were many samitis, Sudhrid Samiti, right? Right? Anusilan Samiti, Swadesh Bandhav Samiti. Who was the founder of Swadesh Bandhav Samiti? The most important Samiti. Any idea who was associated with this Swadesh Bandhav Samiti? Aswani Kumar Dutt. Yes, Aswani Kumar Dutt. Aswani Kumar Dutt. Swadesh Bandhav Samiti. These are basic information, right? Mentioned in our NCERT also, Spectrum also, right? Swadesh Bandhav Samiti. So there are different samitis. One of the feature of this movement was organization of samitis. And one samiti was Swadesh Bandhav Samiti. And Aswani Kumar Dutt was related to, he set up this Swadesh Bandhav Samiti. Then we can add next point. This movement was also characterized by Atma Sakti. Atma Sakti. This movement was also characterized by Atma Sakti. Atma Sakti. This movement is also characterized by Atma Sakti, self-reliance. Self-reliance. Then this movement is also known for economic boycott. These would be the feature. Economic boycott, very successful. Economic boycott. This movement is also known for economic boycott. Then this movement is also known for use of traditional popular festival. Use of traditional popular festival, right, or mela. Traditional popular festival or mela, right? Shivaji festival, Ganpati festival, Shivaji festival, Ganpati festival. Then this movement is also known for promoting national education. Promoting national education. This movement is also known for promoting national education. Promoting national education. National education. And many institutions were formed for national education. Many institutions were formed for national education. many institutions were formed for national education, like Dawn Society, DAWN, Dawn Society, like Dawn Society, like national colleges. So one of the feature of this movement was promotion of national education. Then we can also mention that one more feature of this movement was promotion of regional song, regional painting, promotion of regional song, regional painting, regional song, regional painting, right? Regional song, regional painting, and the songs composed by Rabindranath Tagore, the songs composed by Rabindranath Tagore, Rajnikant Sen, Mukund Das became very popular. Songs composed by Rabindranath Tagore, Rajnikant Sen, Mukund Das became very popular. And I hope you all know it, that what was the theme song, what became the theme song for this movement? Rabindranath Tagore's Amar Sonar Bangla. Amar Sonar Bangla. Amar Sonar Bangla became the theme song, most popular song for this. So this movement is known for cultural impact also, painting, then songs, right? Then we can also add that this movement is also known for development of indigenous research, you can say, in science and technology. Science and technology. So this period was known for scientific research, and many Indian scientists like Jagdish Chandra Bose, and P.C. Ray, Prafulla Chandra Ray, they contributed in research. So this movement is known for, right, development of indigenous science and technology. Then next feature we can add that this movement is also known for large scale participation of masses, large scale participation of masses, right? You will see students coming out and joining this movement. You will see women coming out and first time participating in this national movement. You will see working class participating in this movement. So large scale participation. And we can mention that this movement became popular in Maharashtra because of Tilak and his daughter. This movement became, right, popular in Maharashtra because of Tilak and his daughter. This movement became popular in Punjab because of Lala Lajpat Rai. This movement became popular in Delhi. Who was the leader in Delhi? Who was the leader in Delhi in this movement? Ashish? Dipti. Dipti can answer. She is answering. Right, almost all my question, right? Dipti. Dehradun is also answering, right? Meerut, Dehradun, great. So this movement became popular not only in Bengal, Maharashtra, Punjab. Yes, Sayyid Haidar Raja, Sayyid Haidar Raja, Sayyid Haidar Raja. Right, Sayyid Haidar Raja. So in Delhi, who was the leader? Sayyid Haidar Raja. Right, not Nehru, not Chittaranjan Das, Sayyid Haidar Raja. So always remember that this movement is known for Muslim participation also. Some example of Muslim participation: Sayyid Haidar Raja, then Liaquat Hussain, Liaquat Hussain, Liaquat Hussain. So this movement is known for all these, right, new tendencies. Have you noticed it? This movement is not known for its political implication. This movement is known for its economic implication, cultural implication, educational implication, and even implication regarding science and technology. So, anti-partition movement is a very important movement. Is it fine? We are dividing this movement into different phases. This is how we prepare this kind of movement. You know the background of this movement, you know the causes of this, you know different phases of this, you know some of the features of this, and if you can remember some example, it is all right. Now, why this movement started declining? The next point, why this movement started declining? Why decline of this movement? Why decline of this movement? Why decline of this movement? Yes. Why decline of this movement? Namrata. Why decline of this movement? Why it gradually started declining? It started losing its momentum. What all points you can mention? Okay, one point Meerut is suggesting. Government repression. Okay, fine. Then 2-3 point, at least 4 point you have to write. Why this movement started declining? Why weakening? Why declining? One point, right, Meerut is suggesting you can mention that. Government repression. Government repression. This is okay. This is acceptable. Government repression. Right? There was ban on public meeting. There was ban of press. There was ban on student participation. So one point, why this movement started declining? Repression I accepted. Yes, Meerut. Right. Right. So, Ambrish, Surat split we will write in the end. Last point would be Surat split. Last point you can mention Surat split. Right, Surat split. Because of that, movement started declining. First point, government repression. Then second point, right, no support of Muslim masses. No, exactly not Muslim masses. Real mass was peasant. I hope you are getting it. So, second limitation of this movement we can add that there was limitation of mass mobilization because peasant did not participate. There was limitation of mass mobilization. There was limitation of mass mobilization. There was limitation of mass mobilization because peasantry, peasant and Muslim peasant also, peasantry or Muslim peasants did not participate. So, lack of participation of peasant was the second limitation, right. Therefore, it started declining. Then third point, Indian National Congress that time was not very effective. Indian National Congress that time was not very effective, not ready for this kind of mass movement. Indian National Congress was not that time effective organization, right. And yes, some of you added it. Number 4, that this movement became leaderless, correct. This movement became leaderless. This movement became leaderless because most of the leaders were either arrested or deported. Most of the leaders were either arrested or deported. So, this movement became leaderless, right. So, correct, right. You all, almost all, you all mentioned it, leaderless. So, there was no leader. And fifth point you can also mention, some of you added this, that right, because of the religious tinge, because of the communal atmosphere, right, this movement became weak. Yes, religious tinge, and this movement became weak. This movement became weak. And finally, you must mention that how, right, how Surat split and division, ideological division. There was no clear-cut definition of Swaraj. So, people, right, had no idea about the meaning of Swaraj. They were confused, right. So, Surat split was also one of the reason for this decline. And if possible, we can add one more point, that the movement declined because of the very logic of the mass movement, very logic of this mass movement. What is this logic of the mass movement itself? You cannot continue a mass movement for long. You cannot continue a mass movement for long. Mass movement cannot be sustained endlessly at the same pitch. Mass movement cannot be sustained endlessly. So, therefore, also this movement started, right, you can say weakening. Fine. So, this movement started weakening. We have to arrange these points properly and in the end try to explain Surat split. Is it fine? I hope it is okay, right. Now, final assessment of this movement, final assessment of this movement. We can mention that it was a stepping stone. This movement was a stepping stone. This movement was a stepping stone. And we cannot consider this movement as a failure. We cannot consider this movement as a failure. This movement made a major contribution, this movement made a major contribution in taking the idea of nationalism. This movement made a major contribution in taking the idea of nationalism to many sections of the people, to many sections of the people, to many sections of the people. And it was only the first round, this movement, it was only the first round, it was only the first round in the national popular struggle, right, national popular struggle. It was only the first round, it was just a beginning. So how can we say it failed? It was just a beginning, it was only the first round, right. We can also mention that this movement tried to revive our culture. This movement tried to revive our culture. It also boosted the use of indigenous goods. It also boosted, popularized the use of indigenous goods. It also boosted the use of indigenous goods. And in that sense, it gave rise to, or it strengthened Indian capitalist. In that sense, it strengthened Indian capitalist. So it was a good news, because when Indian capitalist would be strong, right, the idea of self-reliance would be more meaningful. Fine. And right, we can always mention that this movement actually, right, helped our nationalism, because the unification process, yes, Ambrish, unification process that began, process of nationalism that began, now more successful. So with one, we can say, with all this movement, unification would be more, right, more meaningful. So this movement prepared a base for our nationalism, politically, socially, culturally, right. This movement, right, is always considered as a base for our national movement, foundation for our national movement. Is it fine? I hope now you have some idea about all those dimensions of Swadeshi movement or partition of Bengal movement.